se presentara un plan realmente beneficiario para toda la comunidad de Bay Point.
It would be nice to have a plan that would benefit the whole community.
Y que tuvieran más éxito los estudiantes, porque aquí necesitamos bastante una high school, pero que como las demás, como por ejemplo la de Plaza Clio.
So we need our students to succeed, and having a high school here would help.
Similar to this lady, woman's comment over here about maybe perhaps better equalizing the facilities, enhancing all of the facilities in the Bay Point area, so that those students in this community are the ones who benefit.
Que hubiera una igualdad total en la educación.
So we would like the equality in education.
Quality.
Y no tendríamos tanto que elegir de las tres opciones, sino que se hiciera un plan.
So we wouldn't have to choose any of the three options, but we would like to see a plan
Que realmente beneficiaría a los estudiantes junto con los maestros para que tuvieran más éxito académico.
We would like to see a plan that would benefit the students and the teachers for them to be, for the students to be successful.
Successful.
You like-
Thank you. Is there a question in the back? Any others?
I have one. What's going to happen to our sports?
What's going to happen to sports?
Our middle school sports and our high school.
Middle school and high school sports. Those are good things to consider as we move forward. Okay. Question over here, ma'am?
I have one question. If you guys are going to, if one of the plans is to convert this to a high school,
Are you going to really update the school and make it something that all these children working so hard to get to high school will want to come to high school?
That's, that's an excellent question. As architects, that's the stuff we get excited about. When I first introduced this, anything that we do end up doing out here will have to, in order to support the educational plan, will have to include facility upgrades. It'll have to include, further modernizations, not just painting and fixing windows and leaky roofs. It's going to have to include facility upgrades in order to make these premier facilities that students are going to want to choose to go to. Again, like a lot of comments were, equalizing the facilities and the curriculum throughout the district, and not just school by school. Sir.
My question is about your comment you just made. What would you consider like upgrades, like specifically? Because I mean, if you're just doing just a little more than painting and replacing the windows, I don't think that if this was a high school that it would be inviting, especially when you have Pittsburgh High that was just remodeled with millions of dollars was infused into
What
that
we are
program.
empowered to
So,
do.
if I could finish.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
My suggestion would be that you would make a new middle school at the all site, 6 through 8.
New 6A
And a
valves.
brand new high school, maybe at this facility, because it will have more room than the other ones. And instead of just remodeling and doing some upgrades.
Significant upgrades to help us better compete with our neighbors. Some of those districts that do have brand new facilities. It's not currently our directive or our function to recommend or promote one option over another. We're taking public comment, and we're going to analyze all the data, and the goal here is to kind of try to look at these scenarios in different levels of enhancement, that have actual dollars associated with them. What is just a paint and patch of Riverview to turn it into a high school again? What is it to take and replace facilities with new facilities, keeping some of the old ones that are still deemed adequate? What's the cost of totally leveling this thing and starting over again? Those are the types of things that we will be looking at, okay? decision in this. We're basically here to analyze and report the data to the board.
No, I'm just giving you another idea.
And that was a good one. Andy's got it. Thanks.
And you, to be maybe a, hello? When you say new high school here, do you mean leveling this and building a new high school, or just renovating this to the max?
I would suggest maybe a totally new school. Maybe you can keep some of the structure and foundation if it's safe enough. But pretty much looking at a whole new ballpark.
Major upgrade here. Okay. Over here.
Hi, I'm a sixth grader at Earthview Middle School, and I was asking, why wouldn't you ask the students? Like, why are you just asking the parents, not the students?
That is a fantastic observation. And I'll tell you what, I was very pleased to have a couple of these young ladies here this evening over here speak up. So I'm proud of you girls for showing up. And as we continue to promote this. Oh, a question. I'm sorry, if you did not hear the question, why aren't you asking the students? Okay? And as we attempt to promote this further, we will definitely reach out to the students. I was very pleased to have a few folks, of the younger folks, stop by and have some really, viable and valid comments. So, young ladies, appreciate you guys being here tonight. Okay, we got time for a few more. We have five minutes.
One thing that has to be considered also is on this campus, I noticed that it's highlighted across the whole area. That means the daycare centers, the small necessary high school, the medical clinic, the public library, the mental health collaborative. Are those all going to be displaced to make the high school? And how are we going to serve those people also? Because it's such a hub of the community.
So in our data collection, do not forget all of the community support services and programs that these existing campuses offer as we look at how to reconfigure these campuses. Okay? Question in the back here?
I just wanted to say that I've been in this community for 20 years, and I've been very active in the community, in several clubs, historical society, whatever. I've been very active. And to hear people say that they don't want a high school here, this community has been crying, screaming in every which way. We want our high school back. We want Pacifica back. Right here on this site. And if the clinic has to go somewhere else, that needs to happen. But this community needs to be served. This community needs to be listened to. We've been wanting a high school since they closed it. But it's necessary. And I think that I speak for a lot of people that are not here.
Is this on?
Okay. I know that's what you wanted, that's what most people want. Is this on? Yeah. Okay. But what we have here isn't enough. The only thing we really have is Del Valle and 7-Eleven. I don't think most kids would want to work there. We want to explore the city and have jobs there or whatever.
So, so Leslie and I were talking as, you guys need another microphone actually, because. Is it on? No, that would make sense, I can talk as well. So, what Leslie and I were saying, it's okay. What Leslie was saying to me when she heard Miss Martin,
What Leslie was saying after Ms. Martin said her students were emailing her and talking about what the community, the broader community had. Leslie and some of the other students said that, that it is really important. We can be at a high school, and then we have access to BART to go out into internships. We have access to jobs and other things. So I think it's a consideration, and for the kids to be in a wider community. It's a thought, something I think we should really, really think about what those things can give to the kids also.